Good evening, students. Welcome to our YouTube channel. This is Python video lesson number 28. In previous lesson, that is called Python video lesson number 27, we studied object-oriented programming concept. Object, class, encapsulation, data ID, abstraction, polymorphism, and then inheritance. These are the concepts we studied in the previous lesson. Now we will study how to create one class, that means how to define one class in Python, as well as how to create one object for already defined class. Then how can access the members. The members may be data or method available in the class with the help of object. That is what first we are going to study. So first we will have syntax and then we can go for the program. Defining class. So syntax is, first we should have keyword class, then class name, then one column. Under this one tab we have statement 1, statement 2. Similarly we can have any number of statements. Statement n. That's all. So the class is a keyword. Class underscore name is a one name. Under this we can have certain set of coding. The statement, whatever you want to do. The statement may be, where statement may be data or variable and function or method. Then we will see how to create one object for the class. Creating object. So syntax is, first we should have object name. That should be equal to class name. Open bracket, close bracket, that's all. Then how we can access class members available in the class. Members by object. Syntax. Here object name, that should be dot. So here maybe class member. It may be a variable or function. Class member, where class member is collectively called as class member may be variable or method. Variable or method. That means one class contains variable as well as method. Here we can declare variable as well as method. Creating object. Object name equal to class name. So here object name is an object of class. Then the object has all the variables as well as methods available in the class. Object underscore name is a object name dot class member. This class member may be variable or method. So variable declared class variable. variables declared within class or class variable. Whereas variables declared within function or method. Both are same. Either you can call it as a function or method. Method or function variable. Class variable and function variable. Now first we will see how we can define one class in Python. Inside we can have two variables. How we can access this variable with the help of one object. So we have to follow the syntax to define a one class. First symbol class, keyword class, and then class name. We have to mention one class name. Here we have to mention the statement x comma y equal to 10 comma 20. These are class variables. Class variable. This is class. We are defining one new class here as sample. That sample class contains two class variables. One is x, another one is y. X is assigned with 10, y is assigned with 20. Then we have to define one object for the class. So for example, s equal to sample of. So in this case, s is an object. Class sample. Sample is a class, s is an object. That means s contains x and y. Now with the help of object, we can access the class variable. So now we will see print s dot x comma s dot y. So we can use only addition operator also. S dot x plus s dot y. So here accessing class variable. Accessing class variable with object name. With object. Okay. So class variable can be accessed with object. Here class sample. Sample is a one class that contains two class variable x and y. X is assigned with 10, y is assigned with 20. That's all. So here we are creating one object that is called as s in the class name sample. So s contains x and y. So through the object s, with the help of dot operator, we can access the class variable. Here s dot x, it gives 10. Then x dot y, it gives 20. Here also we are accessing class variable with the help of object and dot operator. X dot x stands for 10 plus x dot y stands for 20. That means 10 plus 20, it gives 30. The result should be 10, 20 and then 30. I will say the program and then run the program. See it here 10, 20 and then 30. So this is how we can define one class and how we can create one object, how we can access class variable. Now we will see how we can create one class method within a one class. That we will see now. Class method. All class method should have self as first argument. Though the method does not need, method takes no argument. Method takes no argument. First parameter. So here it is compulsory to have one parameter as self for all the class method, even though that method takes no argument. Even though the method takes no argument. So how we can define? Defining class method. It will be just like a normal method. You should start with def and class method name. Then first argument should be self, comma. If it is needed, we can have arguments or parameters. This parameter is optional. If it is needed, we can use it. But first argument parameter should be self. And then we can have as usual statement. Here, this is the syntax. Similarly, how we can access accessing class method. That's also very simple, just like a class variable. Here first class name, object name, dot method name, open bracket and close bracket. That's all very simple. So defining a class method. Defining a class method needs one syntax. First def method name, open bracket, close bracket, just like a normal function. The difference is first parameter should be self, even though the method does not need any argument. If an argument is needed, we can have followed by this one. So statement, accessing class method. Now I will write one program how we can create one class method, and then how we can access the class method with the help of object name. As well. Here class student. So we are creating one class that is called as student that contain 5 marks M1, 2, M3, M4, M5. Here class student is a class. These are class variables. These are class variables. M1, M2, M3, M4, M5 are class variable. These are assigned with some marks. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So M1 as usual assigned with 10, M5 as well assigned with 50. So these are class variables. Then we need one method def. Here disp data. First argument should be self. We don't need any argument. Even though disp data does not require any argument, first parameter should be declared as self. Now I need to find sum. Here student dot m1 plus student dot m2 plus student dot m3 plus otherwise self dot. Here self refers to same class. Self refers to same class. Either you can use it student or self. M4 plus self dot M5. So here within a class or class variable can be accessed by class name or self. You will see sum equal to student dot m1. This is class name. So this is class variable. Class variable within a class can be accessed by class name. Similarly, here self often refers to the same student. Self dot m4. This is self. M4 is a class variable. So class variable can be accessed by either class name or self within class. That is only for within a class. Okay, now we can have return. Before that, we can have one print statement. Here, print sum is a function variable. No need for class name and the self. Since sum is a function variable, to access function variable, no need for class name as well as no need for self. Okay, now we will have a return. This is one class. Now we have to declare one object for the student. S1 equal to student. Now S1 is object. Now we are out of the class, outside of the class. Now we need to display marks. Here student dot, first we will say S1 dot M1, comma S1 dot M2, comma S1 dot M3, or we can use student dot M4, comma student dot M5. That's all. Class variables can be accessed by class name or object name outside the class. Okay, within a class, class variable can be accessed by class name or self keyword. Outside the class, class variables can be accessed by class name or object name. Here S1 is an object name, student is a class name. Now I will save the program and then I can end the program. some error comes, we will see. M3 not defined. M1, M2, M3, M4, M5, M1, M2, M3, M4, M5, S1, S2. Here should be dots. See it here, marks is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. I'll explain you. Student is a one class. M1, M2, M3, M4, M5 are class variable. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Here we are having one class method, that is display data. That is self. Sum is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Print sum return. Here we are using creating one object, that is S1. Within a class variable can be accessed by either class name or self keyword. Outside the class variables can be accessed either by class name or object name. Okay, that's good. How we can access this display data? That is class method. Here we go to S1 dot display data. Open bracket, close bracket. It gives, this is accessing class method. It gives sum equal to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. This method calls this one. Here sum equal to 10 plus, 20 plus, 30 plus, 40 plus, 50. It gives 150. Print sum, 30 will be displayed. We will see here. So 150, that's all. Very simple. So the main thing we have to understand is, these are class variable. Within a class variable can be accessed by either class name or self keyword. Outside the class variables can be accessed by either object name or class name, not self keyword. Outside the class, self keyword is not used. That is the concept. Okay. Here we also you can see. We can try out one thing. Here student dot display data. Similarly, I try to display only it gives error. It gives error. Since this display data is not a class variable. Class variable will be accessible. Similarly, it should error. Error. Since display data is not class variable. Similarly, we can have print. I like to use sum, either with the help of object or with the help of class name. Both gives error. It both gives error. Since sum is function variable. You will see this one. Again error. Student has no attribute sum. Since sum is function variable. Okay. Thus, we can conclude that variables can be accessed within class using class name or self. whereas function variable, this is one statement, class variables can be accessed outside class using class name or object name. That's so. Next, we will see constructor and destructor. Constructor and destructor. First, constructor. Constructor is automatically executed. Constructor is a method, just a class method. Method which automatically executed. Is automatically executed when object is created. Object is created. It may be or without parameter. It may be with or without parameter. It is normally used to initialize class variable. Syntax. Simple. You should have, as usual, def keyword for the difference to underscore. We have to press to underscore. Then init. After that also we have to press to underscore. Here self keyword is compulsory. Parameter list is optional. That's all I'm calling. It should be like this. Destructor. It is also a method which is also automatically called when an object exits from scope or deleted. Deleted means if you voluntarily deleted that object which is already created, destructor will be created. Very simple. Constructor is called when object is created. Destructor is called when object is deleted. Simple. Now syntax. As usual, def keyword double underscore, that should be del. Init means constructor, del means destructor. First keyword should be self. There is no argument for this. As usual, colon. Okay. Constructor may be with or without parameter. For destructor, no need for argument. That's all. Now I will write one Python program which explains constructor and destructor clearly. So first we should have one class sample. Sample is a one class. inside I'm having one constructor. So self keyword is important for all the method, either it is a constructor or destructor or class method. Print inside constructor. I create one more method, that is destructor. Self print inside destructor. That's all. Now I create one object for the sample class. Now we are creating an object. The constructor is called. Now we will see. Now there is no need to call this init. It is constructor. So it will be automatically created. If it's a class method, we have to call it. In previous program, we use s1.displayData. Now no need to for s1.init. It is automatically created when the object is created. See there, insert control. We are not calling this init. When s1 is an object is created, it is automatically called. Now what about destructor? When the already created object is deleted, this destructor will be called. How we can delete? Very simple, whatever we studied in the sequence. Del s1. This statement deletes. Deleting s1 object. Destructor will be called. So destructor is also a method which is automatically called when the object is deleted. Call. See here, inside constructor, inside destructor. While creating an object, constructor is called. While deleting the object, destructor is called. Today I stopped here itself. Today we learn. First, defining the class. How we can define a one class, the syntax we did. Then how we can create one object. With the help of object and the dot operator, how we can access class members. So class variable and a function variable. The difference between the class variable and the function variables. Variables declared within the class are class variables, whereas variable declared within the function or method are function variable. How we can access class variable and the function variable? That is very important. Class variable can be accessed within class using class name or self. Class variable can be accessed outside the class using class name or object name. Outside the class, you should not use self keyword. Inside the class only you should use. Then how we can use class method? Class method should have self as a first parameter, even though method does not need any argument. That is the concept. Okay, even though method does not need any argument. Then we studied constructor and destructor. Constructor is a method which is automatically executed when object is created. Constructor may be with or without parameters. It is normally used to initialize class variables. Destructor is also a method which is also automatically called when an object exit, that means are deleted. The syntax is this. So def as well as double underscore, you need double underscore within bracket self colon. Syntax for destructor, def double underscore del double underscore within bracket self colon. For destructor, there is no parameter, whereas for constructor, parameters are needed. It may be with or without parameters. For destructor, no parameters are allowed. Today, I stopped here itself. I hope all of you enjoyed this lesson. In coming lesson, we will study little bit more Until then, thank you, students. Bye-bye.